Turn 60. We're back with another sit rep. So we've settled stuff here. Settled. We found Persia, pretty well expanded. Catching up on cities. He's on 11. We're on 10. He's on 6 laws. I'm on 5. He just got legal code. I got legal code earlier. I'm trying to get sovereignty and rhetoric right now. Yeah, that will put me at 7, so I definitely want that. This needs to get to very strong culture. 16 years away, sadly, is still a little far. I'm probably can send some more resources that way. Send some this way to try to. Might want to swap some of these around actually. So yeah. Trying to get my Sage's civics pump up, but it seems like it's still got a ways. 12 years, 16 years, maybe swap resources around. Just to be able to get to strong faster. This one's strong but has no horses, which is unfortunate. Dealing with some raids, finally cleared everything in the south, bringing this guy west. Probably going to need to fortify here along this river. Yeah, potentially with forts. So that seems pretty good as a front with spears. It's going to be very, very hard for him to break that. They're in forts. Yeah. Otherwise, we've got our orator with an orator heir on the way who's currently serving as our ambassador. We also have a scholar, and we have another kid on the way being educated up right now. I got a courtier and made her a governor to get 40 production out of this place, which is pretty amazing. Just very quickly, all the production here, 40, 24, 16, 12, so still need to get some more cities up and running. Really was thinking about this decision. I think I need to cycle to get, I just need constitution and I need rhetoric, especially with that forums ambition. That's free legitimacy if I can just spam out 6 forums. So got the city up, getting everything up there, clearing that up, I'll fix that. Yeah, so tech tree wise, yeah, need to go that way. Law wise, I have 5, slavery, serfdom, monotheism, vassalage, and legal code, with aiming to pick up probably epics and constitution next. I have 4 apprentice officers and 2 elder officers, and then a bunch of improvements here, 22 mines, so only 4 lumber mills still. Getting them on board here, probably going to build a lumber specialist this way, see if I can connect the coast. Need to get portcullis after I get sovereignty. It's really sovereignty or portcullis, either is fine. Probably preference for sovereignty if I have a choice, just because the laws. Wonder-wise, I did not get Acropolis, and I'm not trying to deny Lighthouse. I'd rather have the resources. I don't think it's that important. Plus, denying Lighthouse and like, if he has ships, he can just sail them over and kill my lighthouse, and I don't have any ships right now, so I can't even defend a lighthouse if I build it. And I don't have great vision. Portcullis in no spy master very late, so kind of an interesting tech path without having a scholar to reroll and without having oracle for 5. So yeah, trying to clear this site up. Probably going to settle this one up there. That looks like a decent military site. Cities wise, we're 433, so probably a Sage's military site, maybe. I don't have a Sage's military site yet, so that's an option. We'll see. Eventually, yet another cleric one. I don't know. Sage's seems decent, especially since you get that extra 1 year per specialist. So science-wise, doing okay. Cleric seat, doing pretty well for that monastery. Building another monastery here, just finished, so that one's giving me some initial science. My religion just has not spread at all. I finally picked up legalism, and Yeah, I'm still only on 3 cities, which is pretty bad. He has 9. It is not spread. I'm going to try to pick up Revelation so I can. That's why I'm actually building this disciple here, and I will get a disciple built out of Temple of Solomon in 8 years. So, yeah, need to get some spread, and it's just not spreading at all right now, which is very frustrating because it went to the Gauls first. Once I settle these 2 sites, I'll get it there as well, which will help. But those are basically 2 orders if I settle there. Trying to get some vision in the north. Feel like we're going to have conflict again in the south. I want to get these 2 sites, maybe clear this site, and then peace the Gauls. I don't want to fight them anymore. I'm not going to have orders or resources for them. Families are very happy now. Some of that is the ambassador. Other is just like they've now swapped over. I don't have the head of Judaism hating my guts as I did before, which was really hurting. And yeah, ambassadors plus 67, so not that big. Sources of science we looked at. Can take a look at military score. We're at 1849 now. Probably need to build more. I think it's kind of a race to 7 laws here. My goal here right now is to get wall of spears with Kushites on hills behind. Slightly concerned about these elite palasts. I guess he's trying to do clever things. Really need to get infiltration in there. Need a spy master. Just rough not having that right now. So science, 60 science. So this was the inheritance. Pretty not too bad. Money is decent. Orders are really helpful. You can see where I like 45 is just much better. Orders are still really strong because of that order bonus. You can make a case for just orators all the time. Getting one online finally as well. So yeah, I think that's and he's currently similar naive. So I need to build more units because he's similar and naive. It was primitive for a while. I did get a random tech event that gave me jurisprudence. I have not picked up elites and guilds. I don't really want to because they are very expensive laws. So I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to pay 100 gold a year for that, or 50 training a year for storing orders. Since I'm using every order I have right now, but potentially useful to do that if I need to prep some sort of attack or break him in some way. But right now I don't even have enough units to use all those orders. So the goal right now is very much 7 laws. So that's why I'm actually using free worker here over land consolidation or coinage or compo. I would definitely take land consolidation or compo, but like I need the seven laws first. I can clean out compo later, and like I've delayed sovereignty too long. I don't have portcullis. Need to get these cortex. Need to get hydraulics up. I've even marked off where I want mills here to get this city with that ore. I think that is like one of the only ores. This one I need to ring as well, so we can put 2 mills here as well. So that's pretty much it where we are right now. Kind of uncertain as to what's going on in terms of I just do not have vision. He presumably has Oracle and has better vision what's going on. He knows about these settlements. He might have a scout nearby. I'm getting walls up here after this finishes. So gonna need to basically try to wall this off as best as I can. Get some fortifications. Stand on my side of the river. Get ready for sea combat. Just really need to get better vision of what's going on. Just do not see. And I think the path to getting that is rhetoric, sovereignty, and portcullis. Those are the 3 texts I need to pick up. So hopefully this will re-roll into rhetoric. Seems pretty reasonable that I will get rhetoric there unless I get free court ministered. Double free court minister could do it. That would bump out rhetoric, but otherwise it seems very likely I will get rhetoric. And then from there, sovereignty. The civics boost will be great for, yeah. So pyramid's very handy. And that's pretty much where we are right now. So definitely order came through in a pinch, and I'm glad I have another order lined up so that I can have more orders, because I'm going to need every single order I can get against Persia. All right, see you in 10 turns.
Turn 60. We managed to grab the Acropolis. Unfortunately, a 2-turn delay on it because our worker got damaged from buying one of the swamp tiles to get a connection over the lake, and because it's the wrong family, but we are getting the Acropolis. Still looking to build the lighthouse eventually, but a lot of the stone has been pouring into our urban build-up. Barracks, some courthouses. Started building an Odeon here, still looking at building some poets in here eventually. Expansion-wise, we've grabbed our city up here. Looking to get some extra orders and the eventual fur, since that's one of the hunter family resources. Otherwise, things are coming along. We unfortunately no culture level in any of the Statesmen cities besides the seat, so no rushing officers out quite yet here. Our Thracian judge died in the meantime, so we couldn't make use of him anymore anywhere else either. Would have mostly been in here, but the builder is just too valuable to move out. Both the culture is very much needed to hurry along to strong, and also we've chosen to build the fire shrine in here, so we want lots of lumber mills around here, around the shrine to increase our training. Opted to build a shrine here because we get a full surround of wood, but also since we didn't build elder officers in this city, we are having less training, so we're getting our levels from the hunting shrine and our training from the fire shrine, and then this city also will be looking really good. He's pretty much caught up in cities, just one city behind now, which is probably this one. Otherwise, it looks like we have a very similar expansion pattern. I don't see him, saw him getting any cities up here from the Gauls, and he closed these borders up. So, looking at pretty similar empires on this mirror map. Since I was ahead on the expansion phase, we might be ahead in terms of building up these later cities, but we'll have to see. Like, he has pretty much nothing here yet, and I'm starting to build barracks and infrastructure here. Also, it's a bit risky since if he ever threatens these cities and takes them, having them built up heavily means I'm going to lose quite a lot of infrastructure. Looking to build up some monasteries around these lavenders, eventually putting them online for a good chunk of money here. Yeah, our kid that picked up Superstitious turned into an orator, so we choose to have him take the throne when he became 18. He also picked up Robust along the way for the infamous Robust Orator combo. Robust has been nerfed since, but still it's a lot of orders. He also picked up Ruthless, which is just fine. Counts as a weakness, but gives us an overall stat point. Of course, the Terrifying and Villainous can force us into some bad event choices, but overall it's not a bad pickup. Our Clerics family converted to paganism, which is unfortunate. Usually stacking the two holy cities. This was the first time that this happened to me. Usually with the world religion being founded earlier, the family stays on the world religion. But we have lots of random conversions to paganism. Still managed to keep them friendly right now, but looking to convert, but the guy that I'm trying to convert became head of paganism, so this mission is very likely to fail next turn. Very unfortunate. Waste of civics, waste of time. So on the law front, we could have 7 laws enacted. We could have currently low on civics, but if I would have saved some more, I could have enacted the 7th law, but our culture in our military cities is not quite there yet. Looking to enact the 7th law next turn and save this worker to start our citadel. And then looking to upgrade some Pelton cavalries. Need to be more careful with our training. Probably cannot upgrade any of the tribal mercs anymore. Probably even need to run in rally troops once or twice just to get enough training to upgrade the Peltons that we will build until the stronghold finishes, the citadel finishes. So I need to keep an eye on our resources and training. In terms of laws, I did enact colonies and bought a bunch of tiles along the lake, and then forgot to switch back to serfdom before the judge left the throne, so I'm kind of stuck with this law now. In terms of orders, it's not the biggest of problems, but it's also a drain on our training. And since we did start military production, our training income has been lacking quite a bit, so those between constitution and colonies, the -40 hurts quite a bit. Tech-wise, looking to pick up portcullis right now. Doctrine would also be a great pickup right about now. Finished citizenship recently, and I guess polis as well. Looking to pick up forestry soonish. We're entering the mid-game phase where we have a lot of orders to spare, especially with our robust orator. So doctrine for rushing out some extra specialists, especially in these hunter cities that have trouble building them, be quite neat, but I'm opting for the information gathering. I do have some schemers, like he's a young schemer, and another, like she's probably going to die off fairly soon, but there's another schemer here that's young, so we can filtrate some of his probably the capital and the cleric seat. We also have a insane hero. With his 5 courage, he can probably run some treachery missions in here, disrupting any inquiries that he's probably building in his cleric seat. Might also build some here, we don't know, but yeah, looking to get some spy network. We have the network already built here, so probably creating 2 networks here. One with this this scout. Also, he will be a while till he comes back from creating the network, since the damage increases the time there. Looking at having 1 scout stick around on the front line to keep a tab here, maybe even add some spy networks here for an agent or 2 to get vision. Then cities. So this is our big coastal city. We also have a warlike scholar in here for extra boost, so this is we get some really good values here. This is the second hunter city in the back. Then we have our ore city in the bottom left that's also producing a decent amount of training, and building up some other cities that are coming along. These cities are also doing well. Courthouse is getting online, not quite yet. Courthouse here finishing up in 3 turns. Looking to switch this over to a courthouse here. We're kind of limiting on urban building space, using this combination to build out to here. We kind of otherwise, if we didn't have this set of 2 urban tiles from the shrine and the monastery, would have needed to keep some space, these spaces open, so we could build out towards the left. Then science, so let's look at the stats. We started some military production. Got our first bireme out. I'm going to show this later. A bit later. Looking at specialists, some more coming along. 2 elder monks in R2 in the Statesmen and Clerics seats. Some officers. Not too many specialists right now. Missing landowners for the fast rural specialists. And then where's our improvements? It's just chugging along. Some more barracks coming online, barracks and garrisons. Mines and quarries also steadily increasing. And in terms of resource production, let's look at our orders. This keeps rising, probably another jump for our picking up robust. The cleric slipped into out of friendly briefly, so that's probably a small drop. Science keeps going up as we're building more officers. We'll be looking at another jump once Portcullis finishes, both from the Spy Master as well as the Schemer agents. And military score will now rise up as more and more Peltons come pouring out of our 2 cities, and we're looking at a big jump once we upgrade them to Cataphract Archers. So next turn, then there's we have a build time. Citadel is the Citadel build time 6 years, so in 7 years we're looking for some upgraded Cataphract Archers, probably about 5 or so, probably around 5 Cataphract Archers. Need to pay attention on the front line. If he doesn't amass more troops, or we are starting to see some of his unique units and more troops, 5 Cataphract Archers might be enough to start an assault on these frontal cities. It will be interesting if he tries to build up a defense here. Once we enact our 7th law, that should ring some alarm bells on his side. He did climb up to 5 laws himself recently, finishing adding legal code, so as well as vassalage is also pretty recent, so he's on his way to constitution or to sovereignty, probably in tech-wise. We also see him starting to build lumber mills. There's a bunch finished, so forestry probably done for 4 to 5 turns on his side. Otherwise, we can't, without Spy Master, we can't see too much from him. We have these scouts poking around, trying to get some information. Otherwise, not much I can tell from him. I think he was already on throne 10 years ago. I think he picked up Carpenter for some reason. Not sure if this was it's like the least bad choice. He's not he's in Wasat, so not in a coastal city, so he's not like all his ships will be getting 50 experience, but that's not enough for a full level, so he's not trying to use Carpenter to do some kind of big ship build up. And speaking of ships, our first ship is out. Since we have the double officers in the coastal city, we got our free maneuvers promotion, so we are looking to scout with this ship. Maneuvers is kind of important here. since the biggest risk when scouting with a single ship is him rushing out 2 ships or having 2 ships present and then pincering it from both sides and you can't retreat. So with maneuvers I can just slip out, and I have an additional fatigue point, so I can run away fast enough to get out. Also the tactician on here for making any attacks on this ship strike back. There's one risk is of course remaining, that's if he has a grappler he can just stun the ship and kill it. Of course with only a grappler and the attack reduction on it, we will get it down to 1 HP, but counterattacks cannot kill, so still a bit of a deterrent. But I'm not looking to stick around on his coastline. Maybe poke in, pillage one of his buildings, one of his nets, and then poke back out. If I don't see a ship, pillage one of his nets, probably this one. The tiles indicate that he has a fissure here, so that will be annoying for him. I'm not seeing many cities that have developing culture on the coast for him, so if he doesn't have a ship out already, he can just rush 1 ship anyway. So we are fairly safe right now with this bet between maneuvers and his limited ability to produce ships. We are fairly safe with the scouting with this. He also didn't got the 2 legitimacy for the Caspian Sea, so he hasn't scouted the center of the lake, which indicates that if he has ships, they've been in the back for him. Yeah, and his air front, he has another Orator coming up, so big Orator versus Orator wars. But he also, that's a lot of negative stats for this guy. oh boy, don't think he wants him taking over, but not sure if he has he has an Orange Scholar coming up, maybe trying to switch over to this guy. So we'll have to see. Have to see what he does on his air front. No heroes, so no heroes can swing battles pretty hard, especially when the unit count is still low. So if it's Orator versus Orator, I'm looking at an order advantage since I'm Persia. So looking good. Still the attack plan with the tribal mercs is probably dead, since it's too late now. Like we're expecting him having his unique unit come out, and then it's like strength 6 versus strength 6, and the limited mobility on these tribals is a bit problematic. So at this point waiting for Cataphract Archers is probably the right call, since they're just 7 turns away. 7 to 8 turns away, then we'll judge if we can run an offensive. And that's about it. See you in another 10 turns.
We're back. It's turn 70. All right, so what's new since last time? I have Portcullis. So here's the tech tree very quickly. I've gotten Portcullis. I had a choice of taking Sovereignty or taking Border Boost, and I took Border Boost, which may have been a mistake. Now I'm getting Compo, and hopefully we'll come back to Sovereignty for the 7th law, but that might have been a mistake. I took the Border Boost because I had just gotten an agent in here with my Spymaster. A Spymaster will reveal his nation in 1 year, and saw he was buying tiles and coming forward. Border Boost also let me hook this up better so I can reinforce to the front more easily. Going to try to build basically buildings along the way here to connect these two. Not looking good because he is stronger than me right now, which is really, really, really unsettling. Plus all my forces are up here. So it looks like he's going to, again, attack at the south. I'm getting forts up as much as I can. probably need to make peace with the Gauls at some point. Take whatever I can and just like make peace. Not sure. I did get a Gaulish courtier. Probably, yeah, just gonna make peace with them because I can settle here, here. That's pretty much it. Maybe I'll clear that side before getting peace, especially since it is my religion. My religion, unfortunately, has not really spread. I had 3 natural spreads, and then it spread to 3 Gaul sites. I've settled one of them, settling another here soon. Bringing up a settler, getting another settler. But yeah, not really great. We don't have 7 laws. This got to strong. Epics is actually really nice for bumping things to strong. A lot of combat here sort of helped speed that city up a little bit. Good thing I didn't build the lighthouse. I wouldn't have been able to defend it. He did sail the Byreme over here, pillage this, then got an event that took the Byreme to half health, and I had a light chariot out, so he retreated. But had I built that lighthouse, I would have lost it unless I had defended it. So very, very interesting. Looks like he's recruited some elite Peltasts from the Gaul, from Thracians, I guess. They're very good because they get a built-in Highlander, and he's upgraded them to tier 6. You probably recruit it with his Orator. Yeah, that's a nice little extra range unit. Partly might be why he's stronger. He's got all these like warlords and stuff. I am basically holding this wall here. Forts on the river, getting more spears, producing. I really, yeah, need to finish getting these cities up in production and just start churning out units. Trading wise, okay, 47, 31, 21, and then we're getting this city up to speed and this city up to speed as well. Probably needed a 3rd and 4th city more focused. I sort of made these sort of resource gathering ones and like lumber mill land here. Probably should have gotten. It's always hard to judge like when do you dedicate a city to getting military up. Like this is clearly some of these are clearly resource extraction. So living and learning. Yeah, again, like I really feel I should have settled clerics here. Tech wise, I think in retrospect, like getting phalanx, even though it was useful against. Yeah, I mean, I think sovereignty is just so important. You also get 3 laws early, and it gives you constitution, which gives you a science for urban specialist. That's better than, yeah, like this is giving me 6.2 science. I have how many urban specialists right now? I do have a 7th law if I want it with guilds and elites. I just don't want to pick that because I can't unpick it, and it's a very expensive law. So stat-wise, I'm at 1 apprentice officer, 5 elder officers, 1 apprentice scribe. So Constitution basically is 7 science right now for me. Definitely need to have more officers in place. Only 11 military units produced. Improvement-wise, you can see here 10 barracks. So just need to get. We got elder officers here. We got a pair of elder officers here. We got an elder officer here, and we're hard building because yeah. My ruler is doomed, also at 64, so I'm going to inherit with this dude, which is not great. A humble, timid, superstitious, spoiled orator. So we'll see whether his kid is any better, but yeah, probably going to have to deal with him for the war that is inevitably coming here. Would like to pull some Kushites down here, maybe start reinforcing, or I guess light chariots. Need to get to 7 laws, need to build that freaking stronghold, or that citadel. Probably 10 years, realistically, which is not great. So that means I'm going to be facing Pelton cows, or actually cataphract archers. So just miscalc. I don't have a scholar, and I don't have an oracle, which he has. He also, yeah, he built the lighthouse. He's getting Acropolis. I think he's got a very powerful position here. I feel like I'm going to lose this game already, I can tell you. Which is always great. You learn more from your losses than your wins. But yeah, just tech path was questionable. That jurisprudence pickup, as Frederick remarked over Discord, locks me out of being able to use steel research with choreography because he's just permanently. Oh no, he's actually competent with me. So maybe I should be taking metaphysics right now. Oh my god. Yeah, I should actually swap to metaphysics. Yeah. It'll also cycle faster, but I need the production. Yeah, so he's actually caught up, which means he's winning on science, despite me having a free ironworking and a free jurisprudence. So, Okay, and I had an intelligent ruler and I don't have that anymore, so that's a big part. Trying to get this pump up, it's not really doing a good job. Realistically, Cleric is a much better pump. Like this with no effort is 14, and this is with a lot of effort 15. So yeah, yeah, like this really should have been a Cleric founding spot, and probably should have gone Sages and Riders instead of Landowners. Lessons learned. I haven't played Egypt that much. But yeah, like the fact that he's competent is absolutely terrifying and strong, because I have jurisprudence, which is completely useless, apart from like storing orders, which I'm never going to do because I'm using every single order, or rebel reduction chance. So yeah, that is troubling. Finally got Revelation out as well. And I still only have really, I hard built a disciple here. I used it for Revelation and then got a spawn from the Temple of Solomon. Yeah, just this religious spread is also really hurting. The fact it went to the Gaul cities first meant that I don't have it in my empire, which meant the chances of it spreading just it hasn't spread. I did get Revelation in the last 10 years or so, so it should be spreading, but it's not. Each time it spreads as an extra order. He has it in a bunch of his cities, 11 to my 4, so he's got 7 extra orders on top of being Persia. That's just luck where if it spreads that way. He also, since he had Statesmen, had the civics to get the theologies better earlier. I was really civic starved, so not great there. Family opinion, great right now. We'll see what happens with inheritance. We'll definitely want to get everyone up. It's awkward that this family is the other religion, but it's fine because they don't hate each other. Pagan religion is not too bad. Cities by training, wonders I've talked about, Oracle, Lighthouse, and Acropolis. I'm really worried that he's got a hunter city here. Probably, which means that, yeah, I think that he's got a coastal hunter city maybe, which means these nets are going to be just insane amounts of money for him. Not having a hunter city, not having hunters is just so painful when there's resources like that, because it's just so much money, especially if you can lock in Lighthouse. So cities by training, 47, 31, 21, 14, 14, 12. So trying to get these, not having a military family like Riders is actually painful as well. Missing that +2 training, it's just making it harder than it needs to be. Source of science, city science primarily, as you can see here, Buhan and Waset, just sort of sages giving me extra science for every specialist, and then Waset having some elder specialists and rural specialists. So specialist-driven science, another reason for that constitution early. Let's take a look at some graphs. We've got training graph catching up, well, not catching up, science graph, I'm at 80. Orders at 60. That's going to tank in a second here. And mill score, I'm at 2530. Just needed to, like, it's been taking me forever to get, like, yeah, the city just, it's been taking me forever. Like, I don't know, I need to do a better job of, like, it just being more, like, moving my, yeah, I don't know. They should be an agent. Probably should just be straight up buying things with a, yeah, they were a hero. They must have had some event that changed them to a judge or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I have a judge agent in there. Or maybe they're a courtier and that's why. I don't know. Weird. Yeah, so I think right now what I'm anticipating he's going to push in here. He doesn't have that many ranged units, just these. These don't do that much damage. I mean, they do some. This will come around here. I need to get this in a fort, because once it's in a fort, it still does significant damage, actually. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. I need to get my Elder or my Light Chariots into Kushites. That's the top priority right now. I don't think I can afford to take elites. It's just, it's so much training. Maybe I have to take elites just to get the Citadel up and running. So metaphysics and elites, I think I have to. Metaphysics might not be worth it at this point. Compo is going to be more training, realistically. He's got an advantage. He's just pressing him, so yeah, maybe I do take elites and should have taken 7 laws earlier. Training isn't too bad, and storing orders, I guess, is nice. All right. Well, we'll see. Definitely curious to sort of learn what went on his side of the map. I think this map definitely more exciting. It's turn 70, and we're probably going to have conflict here. We already had some conflict because the boat could actually get over here in a decent amount of time. I'm trying to connect here, so I have connections to the north. Trying to get these connections going. Looks like he's got his fully connected. Law-wise, looks like he has colonies, so maybe he's been buying tiles along the way. Probably because he's got the order, economy, for exploration. So, interesting: exploration, slavery, vassalage, constitution, colonies, monotheism, legal code. So here, here, and here. So 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very classic. Don't even go past here. Yeah, sovereignty. Or is probably worth getting as well in there, but not. I think it goes after Constitution in terms of orders, or the order of operations. Just Constitution's too much to pass up on. Okay, so that's the check-in for turn 70. I think I am going to flip to elites and have a worker somewhere I can pull in, maybe. I don't know. I would like to not have to cancel this courthouse, but probably will, and start a citadel here, because that's going to take some turns. I think I have to, because I need to be able to upgrade these. All right. So see you in 10 turns or so.
Turn 70. And the game is about to end, I think. So, since we started building our first Peltons, he has already been slipping into weaker territory, and then 1 turn ago we started upgrading our Peltons to cataphract archers, moving them to the front. And I don't think he has anything that can stop my current armies. Also, the elephant is also part of the march, as well as a single lone maceman. It's from the maceman card from Portcullis. Since the tag is happening, no need to pick up anything long term. Currently going for land consolidation. Since there's another few units in there, can look at the whole tree. Not quite sure what I picked up since last time. Portcullis, I think, wasn't present. Citizenship we had, I think. So we basically picked up forestry, Portcullis. It's in here. Was thinking briefly about doctrine. Would have also been good, since we've been floating orders these last few turns. Between 10 and 20 orders most turns. So doctrine with orthodoxy would have been really good for rushing things out. We can now, since a recent change, we could also rush out units, but no real need. He has fortified some spearmen. They get counterattacks, but without elephant cancelling, pushing them out of fortification. Even these horse archers are still killing them, doing 8 damage, even with full fortification. So these are going to die very, very quickly. We have ships anchored. I haven't seen any ships come out from him, so there's nothing he can really do about it. He's still busy killing some of the tribal camps up here with most of his army. I've seen that he has some light chariots coming out of his cleric seat, using the sage seat to build inquiries. I've also caught up in tech kind of again. He's down to competent, so overall he's probably a bit ahead still in science, or total accumulated science, but he has nothing on top of me. I have seen nothing that is any way dangerous. No X-Men unlocked. He has just 6 laws, no 7 laws, so not even no citadel on the way. He does not get his tier 2 unit could not get it until another 6 or 7 turns. No, he's still having a orator, although he's severely ill now. He does have his prince coming up, which is also an orator. Could also get see a scholar here, so but nothing dangerous. No hero, no judge to rush out citadel. So not much he can do about this. Having more ships coming out to extend our anchoring line. We can also use our disciples to buy some more tiles around here. We have plenty of resources. Switched over to decrease in case we do run out of orders, but I don't really think that's going to be a problem. Could have switched switched one judge in here to rush decrease here. Could also switch a judge here. We have one judge, as a chancellor, which we could switch in, but I don't think it's necessary. Everyone is still very, very happy. So yeah, drop the hanging gardens to basically send the message that I can have plenty of stuff in the back. This is looking pretty over. The initial orator strat that worked out better because of the trade pickup, and so I did get my initial religious leader up to 100 opinion even before adopting the state religion. Worked out very well. Got us plenty of orders in our opening turns, and the tribal mercs allowed us to expand without building any military unit. I think the first one started around turn 52, 54, so around that time. So we could focus on economy with all our cities for 50 turns, and that has brought us way ahead by the looks of it. Yeah, we can look at a few stats. On the record screen, total workers produced 20. Looking at 20 specialists, it's not too many. We didn't have time to rush out many officers yet. Most of our secondary and tertiary cities only become developing culture recently, so not much time for rushing out officers. We did a few rushes in our initial 2 hunter cities, and they've been producing Pelton Cavs for the last 20 turns. So that's not too much. Without landowners, a lot of early, we have no luxuries online. Without landowners, it's kind of hard to get these early rural specialists down. Looking at 24 technologies discovered, we have 131 improvements. It's going to be an interesting statistic to compare after the game. Most the improvements are quarries and mines, with the usual spread of urban improvements and general improvements on the special resources. Put down all of our shrines finally, but 2 important shrines are the hunting shrine for the level and the fire shrine for the training. Resource prices, I've been selling wood. He has been selling wood, probably. I haven't been selling. No, that's iron. I have been selling quite a bit of iron and food, yes. That's probably him too. Military score sitting at 4.1. Okay, military score here, that's probably when our Pelton cavalry production started, and we've been shooting up since. I'm not sure why the mouse over tooltip doesn't work. For me, it only works on when there's multiple graphs. I've seen it working for alcaras on single graphs. Not sure what my problem is here. So orders have been going up. Aside from our brief period with the judge regent, we have been going up steadily, bringing more and more order resources online, finishing garrisons, getting new cities with our orator. Each is our robust orator, so each city is 2.5 orders. And then there's monotheism as well. We are quite ahead on our state religion. terms of cities, he has very few of those. Probably he has not enacted many the theologies until very recently, and he's probably been getting unlucky with his spread chances. Science also going up, just finishing some specialists around our cities, some more apprentice officers. Money has been shooting up too, getting some more resources online. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. The orator, the Persian orator with cleric strategy working out pretty nicely. So, not sure what else to tell you. So, we picked up Pathfinder along the way. Not sure if I mentioned the robust this sit rep. Not sure if I mentioned it earlier. Robust we've been having for a while. We've got really lucky with our characters as well. Like this one builder that I picked up early from I mentioned from the marriage has been putting in work getting this city online, all the iron, and getting all these barracks and improvements online have been really valuable. The adoptee Thracian, which turned into a judge, has been rushing some specialists, has been really valuable, even if he didn't turn into a full heir. Here we have the Prophet. It's an event character. We picked up quite a few event characters. Cordios recently, the Prophet, which has really good courage for military production as well as intelligent, makes for a good governor. You can also use him as a general to get discontent down, but the intelligent and the courage makes him a really, really good governor. Picked up Cato and Confucius recently. Cato is the judge to rush out a decrease in parser. Confucius, I don't have him assigned, just got him this turn. He could be used for to build inquiries, but since it's pretty much over, no reason to do anything with him. Yeah, not sure if I'm going to record a combat turn here. It's not really much going to happen besides me moving in, killing units, capturing cities. There's nothing quite interesting going to happen. So, yeah. So that kind of concludes this game. 70 turns this time only. So, see you later.